Hi, I'm Joey.
And I am Owen.
And this is not a review. This is a thoughts on video. We just saw Guardians of the Galaxy, and before I do my actual review, I wanted to talk about it with Owen here and see just talk. Just a raw thought. This will be probably unedited. So, what'd you think of it, Mary?
I liked it.
Yeah, Takalili's not staying on my shoulder. She stays on my shoulder most of the time, but she's just like, no, I want to explore. Sorry.
I liked it a lot, actually. It was really refreshing to a lot of the superhero movies that are coming out some of them I really enjoy, but this one just had so much humor in it that it was really refreshing to see that put on screen and like still have like some good action stuff and still have like be an exciting movie that pulls you in, but it actually was like funny and amusing and like, you know, had really good music.
Yeah. Takalili, stop. She's like, no. Yeah, I really liked it as well. Like, it's not amazing by any means. It's not like phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh, it's the new Star Wars. But like,
it's the new Star Wars, but with raccoons.
I would actually compare it to some stuff like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. It has this feel to it. Like, I really liked a lot of the production design and a lot of the makeup and stuff. The way that all that looked, it reminded me of old like 70s science fiction artwork. Like I don't know. I've always liked the way that looks. I have books upstairs that I've never read. I just got them because I really like the covers because it's got that old 70s style, and so I really like that. I liked a great deal of the actors. What's that one guy, the gray guy? I forgot his name.
The gray guy? Oh, the actor?
Oh, I don't know
the character. I don't know either.
Well, you can very much tell that guy is a wrestler turned actor, but you know what? That role wasn't really demanding of some intense performance. You know, he did it well. I thought
he pulled it off. He didn't faze me, actually. I thought he was.
Yeah, he was cast in a part that suited him. That's why, like, people think I hate The Rock. I don't really necessarily hate The Rock. I just feel like he's casted in roles that he's not really strong in a lot. Like, oh gosh, what was that one movie? Snitch? I don't remember what it was. But like, it was a role that fit him. And what's that girl's name? Zoe Sanchez or something? The girl played Uhura in the latest Star Trek movies. I don't necessarily like her either, but she doesn't want to be on her shoulders right now. She's like, oh, I want to check. Oh, she's like, what's this? Is this Tales from the Crypt?
Can I pee on these?
Why do you have so many seasons of The Incredible Hulk?
And Stargate.
And Stargate. Oh, yeah, I got 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis, and I don't even like Stargate Atlantis. I just got it for the Richard Dean Anderson cameos. What was I even talking about? Oh, the Zoe chick. I thought she was fine. Like, it was again, it wasn't a role that demanded a whole lot. It was a very simple, generic kind of role, and that's the kind of stuff she more flourishes in. So I'm not saying that to put them down. I don't want to get the idea across. But like, I thought it was well done, and it was certainly well paced. And I'm kind of dominating this. Why don't you? Why don't you talk I'm going to do a whole
reviews with Joey, where I sit in the background.
I'm going to do a whole video on this, like myself, like a in-depth one. I'm going to spend a couple hours like editing something worth seeing. You know, it's not just because like these videos where I'm just like sitting in front of a camera. I don't think are
enough quality.
Enough quality to
You don't want to just be a guy who sits in front of his camera talking.
Stuckman. So yeah. So sorry.
I enjoyed it because it takes me a while to get into action movies sometimes. I like them, but it takes me a while to kind of like properly get into it. I'll watch it and then I'll actually start like forgetting that I like am watching a movie like after quite a while, you know. But this one, I just pretty much instantly got into it, and I'm not too easily pleased with that stuff. But I was quite enchanted. I really liked the raccoon guy a lot.
She's like, I just want to play.
The raccoon guy is my soul animal.
Yeah, the raccoon, like, I heard...
My spirit animal, sorry.
There was, like, this thing going around, I think Movie Plot said that, like, will the raccoon be the Jar Jar Binks of this movie? And I'm like, that's just a stupid thing to say. I don't know.
It's a comedy movie anyway.
Yeah, it's comedy all around. Oh, one thing I really liked about it was the villain was not comical. Mm-hmm. Like, even towards the end when he did have that one funny line, I think comedy works really well when you have a bunch. It's called The Comic and the Straight Man, and because this film has so many comics in it, I thought that the fact that the villain was played straight,
it's homophobic.
was played. She's touching my face. Because the villain was played straight, it gave a good dynamic. Because if he was funny too, it would have just been too much. Mm-hmm. And I liked that. It was a level of restraint that I think was good for the film.
I would strongly agree on that one. He also had very pretty eyes. I liked that too. I think too much, and it just becomes, for me, I can be like really like PMS-y about like movies that try too hard to be funny, I guess. And I really like comedies, but I'll get really annoyed by them. And like I felt like this one was a really good balance, and it was really funny. And like if the villains had been comical, I think it would have taken me out of it a lot more.
Yeah, one thing that kind of disappointed me, I really wish the Collector was in it more. Collector was the guy who had the white hair.
Oh yeah, you just want him because.
No, it's because like didn't they? He was at the end credits of Thor 2.
Was he?
Yeah, and so like it made him build up to be something bigger than he was, and he was only there was like, "Hi, I'm in the scene, and I'm just here because how are the ducks in the background?"
Mm-hmm. For me, I just felt like it was kind of weird for him to be there because he was there so shortly. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like I necessarily wished he was there more. It was just like either there or not at all in a way, because it felt like he was stylized. You know, he had a different look. It seemed like he was going to be like an actual character, and then he was just so brief that it was just kind of like it felt kind of empty. Yeah,
it felt unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
And which was a shame too, because I was actually looking forward to seeing him in this movie, and I hope they do something else with him, honestly, like in a later movie. We haven't even talked about the music yet.
I mentioned that the music was really good.
Oh, we did?
I mentioned it. You are not I. I'm much cuter. Do you want to talk about it for an hour?
Why don't you talk about it?
It was really good because it was a lot of old classics, but like you were saying earlier, I'll just steal your thing. It wasn't like played too loud and overpoweringly where it felt like, look, we're trying to have a distinct feel to the movie by playing it really loud. It was really nicely just like put in there and not overdone, and it made sense that it was the music for the movie too. It wasn't just like, look, we're trying to be like obscure and unique and not play like insert name of generic artist here that annoys everyone. And that was really good. And also like I know more of those songs anyway, so it was a rad time. It
gave the film an identity.
Yes.
And like there's certain movies that like it can play movies that can play those classic songs really loud, like Quentin Tarantino does that beautifully, but I feel like if they did do that in this one, it would just feel forced. That was one of the.
Done. I'm just kidding.
I remember that towards the end, there's like the scene where the spaceships are building like a force field, like they're all interweaving a force field, and I was like, that looks like the scene from the Thorian Web episode of Star Trek. I think that's from season 3. What else was there to talk about? My only complaint was that this movie had the same plot as Captain America, Thor 2, and one other one. It was just oh, there's this mystical object and we got to get it. We got to get the Holy Grail. We got to get the Ark of the Covenant. And at that point, it just felt like that's been done a lot. It's called the MacGuffin. It's been done a billion times before, but because specifically the Marvel movies have done it so much, it just felt almost rerun-ish. And if it wasn't for the fact that this film was unique in so many ways, that could have posed a problem.
Yeah, for me, I felt like the uniqueness of the movie overpowered that to the point where I really didn't notice, and I'm not a reviewer, so I don't notice these things as much, but you've made me pretty cynical and obnoxious, so I do pay attention to that. I felt like the movie had some good little attention to detail, just little things that you might not notice if you just watched it and wasn't, I can't talk, but it had a good attention to detail, and that made me happy because I like the small, little tiny, little bitty, itty, small details, and it had a lot of those, a lot of little nice things if you paid attention.
Yeah, the movie's very pretty, and I was saying this earlier. I was like, I wish they held on certain scenes longer because they're very pretty.
I just don't like attention to detail, just with different things. Like I was talking about the one guy's family. But it was very pretty. Yeah, I was
talking about like a bunch of things like story,
yeah,
visuals, like the pink family that was running away. It ended up coming into play later on in the movie because it was that
briefly,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like little details.
Yeah, and I actually liked a lot of the styles of the aliens or whatever you want to call them. The different, how it had all the different. What?
There's this, I remember when we were watching it, I wanted to say this in the video. The guy, the dealer, looks just like the alien in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, that Bones talks to. He's almost verbatim the same exact guy. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, yeah, but I was just saying, I actually like the style of them. A lot of times when I see movies that take place in a different planet or whatever, a lot of the makeup choices or design choices, just that stuff will take me out of it a lot more. And the main chick's makeup did take me out of it. I was telling you that she looked makeup-y to me.
We're gonna pause in just a second because whoa. All right, so my SD card filled up because the struggles of an artist. My old SD card that was 32 gigs ran out, so I'm using much smaller ones.
And he can't afford to buy a new one. Donate to his Patreon.
Yeah, donate to my Patreon. Links below.
Yeah, though. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Is there anything else we should say? I think.
I was just saying how I like the design of the alien-y things. What I liked was just I liked that there was there were a variety of them. It wasn't they all looked the same. There was a lot of different cultures, I guess, thrown into the movie, and it wasn't just look, we have one or we have two, but there was a plethora of different designs. I felt like. Again,
I think I said this earlier, very very 70s, very late 70s, early 80s. The thing that comes really to mind is the pilot episode of Buck Rogers.
I don't know.
Let me see if I might have it still.
I like that there were real people too mixed in, showing that it's a thing that happens,
Yeah,
that it wasn't he was the only one.
This is a movie that could not take place in the Marvel universe and still would be good. Buck Rogers. Yeah, it reminds me of the first episode of Buck Rogers. You ever seen that?
No.
No. For some reason, it's been forever since I've watched this. For some reason, I thought Scott Bakula was in there. That's Quantum Leap, though. It's another show, another weird old science fiction show.
You're weird and old.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, everyone said I was an old man when it came to movies. They're like, "You don't like anything, Joey."
You're not an old man. You're just a cynical jerk.
Yeah, I hardly review new movies anymore because you may have noticed now lately it's always been older movies on my channel because honestly, why would you continue going back to my channel if I just hate everything? It's just RoboCop came out, I thought I wouldn't like it, and guess what, I didn't. Oh, this remake came out, I thought I wouldn't like it, and I didn't. Why would you want to keep on hearing that? I have the same opinion of people who like everything. It's why, if they're just going to say the same thing every time, why watch them? So I take a preemptive strike and just decided to stop. You know, move on. Try to create some creative stuff. That's why I don't do the straightforward green screen backdrop and just talking off the cuff, because it's a growing thing. I try to improve, and I like to think I am.
Yeah, you'd improve even more if they donated to your Patreon now. You didn't even tell me to say this.
No more soda.
Aww.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola. No.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola ripoff and a Coca-Cola cup.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a ton of... I collect Coca-Cola cups. Just something that I do.
He also collects human organs.
Yes! I keep them in that side of my room over here.
Donate them to his Patreon.
Donate your human organs to Joey Hollywood Films at P.O. Box. So, we're not even talking about the movie anymore.
I really help keep you on base.
We're back from our break and we're just talking about like other stuff.
Also, where's the cat?
We locked it out when we left there. The cat's like tearing up everything we love.
Wonderful.
It's so like that cat's so wonderful because it just sits on my shoulder for like hours.
But not when you want it to.
But well, when I did the Monty Python video, it was like going to sleep right there.
That's true.
Oh, of course, everyone who saw that video thought it was a rat.
It was a cute little rat. Takalili, takalili.
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 Takalili is the cat's name. Well, before we waste any more of your guys' time.
But cats.
The cats, guys.
Look at the dinosaur over there on your shelf. Isn't it great?
I forgot I had a dinosaur there. I've had that since I was like 3 years old.
Oh, it's like older than the world.
Let's see. That's just kind of our little thoughts on kind of thing.
Little thoughts that have gone on for hours and hours and hours.
You watch Spoonie do a video with his girlfriend. They go on for like.
Spoonie's more attractive.
So I'll actually have a real review. Hopefully either a few hours after this or maybe the next day. I wanna put something that's good. You know, because this is fun, but I want to do an actual review. You know, there's much more to a review than just talking in front of a camera. I want to give you guys a quality product, so don't think that like, oh, this is just Joey's review. No, I'm gonna put something out there for you guys to like, and
but like this one too, because I'm cute.
Yeah. I think I may have said this in another video, but I put about 16 hours worth of work into some of those reviews, and this next one won't be that much work. I think it'll only be a couple hours, but that's just because it's like a newer movie and I have much more limited things to work with, because it's more of a general review, or my standard reviews. Minimum 16 hours. Like, if it's a TV show, holy crap! Freaking, The Flash took so long.
That took you forever, and the final product was really good. But
yeah,
it took you for freaking ever.
It's just now picking up too, and I'm like very happy because, my gosh, I was like, oh, no one's watching my Flash review. And when they do, it was just like Jason Bourne was Nightshade, not Ozzie Davis. You're a jerk. You got that one thing wrong. And I was like, I thought it was Ozzie Davis. You know, I spent like a couple of weeks checking facts. I just always thought that was Ozzie Davis. So I apologize if I offended anyone with that. But honestly, we probably would have never have known if I didn't correct it in the description. But I don't know. Now, see, I'm getting off topic again. I just like talking.
I know you do. I'm like, I liked the movie, and then 20 minutes later, I'm like, yep, I liked the movie, Joey.
I'm sorry. I have like a big personality, and I just want to vomit it all over everybody.
Me too. Mine just isn't movie vomit.
Movie vomit.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Almost Famous.
Oh yeah.
Almost Famous is her favorite movie.
Almost Famous is like wonderful and splendid. Also Detention. That one's wonderful and splendid.
That one's pretty good. I got her the extended the untitled version of Almost Famous for her birthday,
which I'd wanted for like a few years, but I'm poor.
She never saw it. And that was the untitled version was actually my first exposure to that movie.
It was just, he looked really happy after I fangirled over it for like 20 minutes, and he was like, I've just never seen someone get so excited about a movie before other than me. And it was like the saddest thing I'd ever heard. Mostly because he seemed so emotional about it.
I wasn't like that emotional.
He was crying and just vomiting from his emotion.
Well, I was just like, I have such, the people that live in this area are not very, I don't want to say they're movie illiterate, they're just like,
they're just dumb.
They're just stupid. No, they go see a movie and enjoy it. You know, sometimes I really wish I could watch a movie like that myself, because
I wish he could too.
No, because I often feel like I'm like disconnected with everyone, because like they'll go see some movie and then like they'll be like, oh, that was great, oh yeah, blah blah, and I'm like,
you're like, that was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, amazing. Oh,
no,
God.
No, we're not going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man.
I was just going to talk about the night of the Amazing Spider-Man. When I saw the Amazing Spider-Man at midnight. I was the first one there, pretty much. I was there so long. No one was there waiting in line to go see the Amazing Spider-Man but me, so they gave me a free toy that I gave to someone else who was a much bigger Spider-Man fan than me. And, oh, gosh. I left the theater and I was like, that was the biggest hunk of crap I've ever seen. And I turned to these people who are big Spider-Man fans, which they totally ruined the Spider-Man storyline. Like all the stuff that was supposed to form Spider-Man's character were absent from the film, and he just has an arc for no reason. Like it was just bad storytelling. It was not telling the story correctly, and it was just a bad movie all around.
The camera's gonna cut out in like 2 minutes.
Okay. and so I walked out of the theater and I was like, I didn't like the movie and I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan. These guys are gonna hate it. And then they're like, wow, that was so much better than those Raimi movies. And I was like, what? He was like, and then I realized something. They weren't going to see a movie. They were going to see Spider-Man, and they got Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And, and sometimes...
Not very good Spider-Man.
Yeah, the very bad Spider-Man.
I mean, I love Spider-Man. I go to Spider-Man movies to see Spider-Man, but I just didn't think he was a very good Spider-Man, so...
Yeah, I feel... But sometimes, I just feel disconnected with everyone, because I'm like, I wish I could just be, like, chummy with my friends about, like, some movie.
And then he found a decently cynical girlfriend that only argues with him over some things and stuff, and...
Yeah, so before my camera cuts out again,
yeah.
Sorry for the last like 10 minutes was just us talking about other things, or just me talking about other things. So that's it for this. I'll hopefully get a review out soon. I'll see you next time, whatever that may be. Bye-bye.